Hey, we outside for the first time in a long time. Yeah. The weather's nice here in Chicago.
It's like 64 degrees.
We gonna take all that because the snow gonna be right around the corner. I promise you.
Damn.
Hey,
it's probably snowing right now as you listen to this episode.
Yeah. 77 Flavors of Chicago outside right now.
This is the podcast where we visit all 77 of Chicago's historic neighborhoods and discuss their heritage and taste the amazing food.
And if you know anything about us, we love two things, food and Chicago, so I can't wait to burn this gas money.
You ready?
Let's get it.
This is the 77 Flavors of Chicago, the podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Damn, my hair is all in my face.
Yeah, look at you. The wind came
outside.
attack mode. Yeah. Attack mode. We outside, y'all.
My lashes fluttering.
You know?
Bullshit.
We outside.
And tipsy.
Hey, yeah, look, we're going to get into that in a second because it's a...
Anna's dancing.
Yeah,
No
it's a complete vibe. Dario.
Sara.
And we are joined with a guest finally after a long time. COVID is gone, y'all.
Did you hear? It's over.
It's over. It ended on the 28th in Chicago, at least. Anna DeShawn, welcome to the show.
Yo. Oh, I get sound effects.
Yeah, you get sound effects.
Yeah. Good to be here, y'all.
Hey, appreciate you for being on. For those that are wondering about Anna, we'll let her speak for herself. But we met Anna at an event that we had for a new app that's coming out. That's a social media app.
Yeah.
That's really cool, and it's bringing the creators here in Chicago together. The app is called Brainerd. You can't download it, but it's only the exclusives get to.
The beta.
We betas out here. But let me change that tune, huh?
I don't know about that. Wait.
Yeah. I'm about to lose all our listeners. I was like, wait a minute. No, but that's how we met Anna. But Anna, go ahead, tell the folks about yourself.
Yeah. So Anna DeShawn here. I'm a media digital platform creator. I found it. Oh, I get a. Man, I'm gonna love this freaking time. Okay, we about to have a whole situation up in here. Okay, but I love creating digital media platforms for BIPOC and QTPOC folks.
Okay.
That's where my passion lies. So a decade ago, I started E3 Radio.
Yep.
An online radio station playing queer music and reporting on queer news in high rotation. Y'all definitely need to check out that Queer News podcast.
Yeah. We got it right underneath.
Hey, you know. And then right now we're creating an app called The Cube, where we're going to put together the best quality content by BIPOC and QTPOC folks in music and podcasts and put it in one spot so people can discover it because it's incredibly difficult to find.
Yeah.
Y'all, okay?
Yeah, right.
Inside of an Apple, inside of a Spotify, inside of a Stitcher. So we're gonna fix that situation.
Hey, look
for anyone that's listening that does not know what BIPOC means, can you
break it down for
Okay,
us?
me and my acronyms. Okay, Black, Black Indigenous People of Color.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hey.
So
that's 1, 2, 3 right
you
here.
know what I'm saying?
The whole podcast.
Covered here. Okay, we's covered. Okay, all the good things. But yes, and then QTPOC is queer trans people of color.
Okay.
And I say that I say that separately, even though we are in BIPOC.
Yeah.
But it's important for me to call out my queer folks and my LGBTQ fam because oftentimes we are not centered. Oftentimes our sexuality is left out the story, and it's important for me to tell them that they are centered here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do that.
That just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're giving people a platform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're giving people a platform that is often missed.
Right.
And even with a queer mayor here in Chicago, you would think that it would be a little bit better. You said you get some feeling.
Are we gonna talk about life?
hey,
don't you get me started.
No. We had like 7 drinks. You can talk about whatever you want to, as far as I'm concerned.
It's your podcast.
Listen. We are firm believers that if you love your city, you criticize it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You hold them accountable.
Yes. If you don't love the place that you live, then you are silent.
That is
You better say it.
You know?
Hold on.
So we criticize out of love.
Yeah, damn, we got 2 coins already.
We do, absolutely. Let me tell you something. Like, let's be very clear, okay? I am a Toni Preckwinkle fan. Okay, always have been. You know, she went down with the bottle tax.
Yeah,
you know? And it just she couldn't recover from the bottle tax, and it's so incredibly unfortunate that it took her down, you know?
Yeah.
I do have, and I still do have high hopes for Mayor Lightfoot. And let me also say that I sit, because if anybody Googles me, I sit on the mayor's LGBTQ council, okay? So I am in a position to be heard and on that level. But let's be clear, there's a lot of things I do not agree with.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things I do agree with. So there's been a lot of amazing investment on the South with the Southwest situation.
Yes.
Business owners and on the South and West sides have gained a lot of investment, and I've had friends who have applied for situations. They're remodeling parks. There is money being put into our communities. At the same time, I do not agree with the policing. I do not agree with how we are dealing.
How many coins I'm giving out early?
You know, I'm just, you know, when we talk about defunding police, I'm talking about reallocating funds so that we can put money into prevention. Okay. Cops are reactive. They have no other choice but to be reactive. And it's just the nature of the job. But what if we were actually preventative? The same way that people want people to be preventative with their health. We should be preventative around crime and violence. And that doesn't happen with police. So don't, y'all, we early in this now. No, you want people to keep listening.
And this is like very important to mention, because a lot of times people hear these statements, you know, and they think that it's an attack on certain institutions when it's really not. It's just a criticism and a suggestion for how to make it better and how to make it work for the majority. And there was something else I wanted to touch on that you mentioned. I think one of our friends was surprised to learn that Chicago is one of the most segregated cities.
Oh, really? Surprised?
Yeah.
Surprised.
She is white, and she lives on the north side. She's probably hardly ever been to the south side. She's never experienced it. So you can't, you know, at this point, you can't blame a person that's never experienced that, because that's just not their life experience. But you also have to criticize the city for not bringing that stuff to awareness. Like, how are you not driving? I remember, I've mentioned the story so many times, but driving from the city through Austin to Oak Park is the most mind-blowing drive you can take.
How it changes.
Like just a few blocks.
Anybody just take an hour. Take the red line from Howard.
Right.
And then take the red line to 95th. And you tell me what you see, right? I was just the Red Sox player, minor leaguer that just got kicked out for being racist and homophobic and transphobic on Twitter. Y'all heard about that guy? Okay, so I was talking on my podcast. I was like, that was Southern racism right at its finest, which is kind of refreshing. Just tell me you don't like me, okay? You know, my mom's from Mississippi. Big shout out to Mount Bayou, Mississippi, okay? Like, I appreciate it. Just tell me so you don't got to smile in my face, right? Well, when you grow up, and that's why I always say I'm a Chicago-born social entrepreneur, because saying I'm from Chicago means something. It talks about my social location, how I grew up, and what Northern systematic racism looks like and how it's impacted my life. You know, it was systematic to put black folks in the projects when they came from the Great Migration. It was systematic on how the highways and the E-ways, where you get off, where you get on, where you can't get off, where you can't get on, right? It's all systematic. And so when you find someone who's white on the north side who's never been to the south side, this does not surprise me. Just like it doesn't surprise me that black people who have never been to the south, to the north side. That does not surprise me because the system is set up in such a way that it's not only not easy to do, they don't want you to do. Right. So only people who choose to disrupt or do something different have been able to explore the entire city and understand how beautiful it is. You know? So I think there's some beauty in the fact that I can go to Pilsen. Well, I used to be able to go to Pilsen. But
you going there after this podcast.
Gentrification. It's been a whole situation there. But there's something about where people are concentrated and value their identities. That you're gonna be able to find something special there, You know, but you know, folks gotta want to do that.
You actually going to Pilsen after this?
I can't wait. God bless your whole ministry.
I got you. I told you. If y'all don't know, we talking about. Anna's going to my barber. Shout out to Chris over there at Meads Barber Lounge.
Chris,
he's gonna line you up.
Thank you, Chris. I need an undercut situation.
He already know the situation, so he's ready to go.
I want to ask a little bit more about your radio station. You said it's been going on for a decade. You know, most small businesses don't last more than 5.
A year. Shit.
That's true. That's true.
No, it's real. So I always want to be Robin Roberts. That's where I always
that's a legend.
She is a legend. She was the only black woman on sports broadcasting, and I watched ESPN every day.
She done been through a lot, too.
Been through hell and back, right? grew up in Mississippi. Like, I just felt a connection to her always growing up, and I wanted to be her. Yeah. And so I've always had this connection with media, and I've always felt like media can really make positive impacts on people's lives if it's done well. Yeah. Right? And so I always wanted to be her. So I went to school for radio, TV, broadcasting. I got my master's and all this stuff, and I wanted to figure out a way how to transport positive information through these digital media airwaves. Yeah. Like, we can do this. Yeah. And radio is just a natural progression for me, because television wasn't going to have a masculine person on television sitting at an anchor desk with a suit on and a tie saying I'm a lady. I mean, it just doesn't happen. It's still not happening today. Right. And so I felt like when I started doing the television in undergrad, I was like, this ain't going to work. Right. Like, this makeup situation, like who they had at the anchor desk.
Was that actually a conversation?
It wasn't, but it didn't have to be.
But it was understood.
It was understood. It was like, you know, the lace front situation wasn't gonna be me.
You said the managers was
that? That was just not my style. Oh, God. But I ended up getting an internship at a radio station where I turned on Tom Joyner every morning. Yeah. And people was calling in saying, I love your voice. I love hearing you in the morning. And I'm sitting here in sweatpants, and I'm just like,
vibing.
It's legit. Yeah. I can do this. And then I ended up getting a radio show with a friend, and I just been in love with radio ever since. Yeah. And growing up in a house where Herb Kent came on.
The cool gent.
You know, every day, like religion. Okay, my mama listened to Tom Joyner, like religion. Yeah. There's an authenticity that comes with radio that you don't get with television.
It's a different connection, too.
It's a different connection. It's personal, and people believe those journalists on a different level than they believe a TV anchor. Yeah. And I just fell in love with it. And so when I left my master's program, and I was like, I'm going to do it. Yeah. My first interview was in 2009, November 2009, with Gender Just. And let me tell you, I don't even think Gender Just is an organization.
You outlasted.
Anymore. I think I did. I probably outlasted a lot of guests, to be honest. Yeah. But it was just to tell the stories of Black LGBTQ folks here in Chicago who were blazing trails, making space, saving people's lives, quite literally, whose stories weren't being told. Right. Right? And who were creating community whose stories weren't being told, and that was the whole point.
Man, that's what
that is a powerful mission.
Hey, I'm coin heavy this episode.
I'm trying to get as more coins than anybody else has ever been on this
podcast. We got some competition.
We got goals around here.
I don't know what the max amount you've given out
was. It was like a month ago.
I think maybe it was Steve Delinsky.
Probably Steve Delinsky. He was going crazy.
I'm coming for you.
We get it. You touched on a lot of things that actually we're going to talk about on this podcast. Today's episode, we are in Washington Heights. And this is how we get ready. I don't know if you fully ready, but this is how we get ready.
I stay ready.
Yeah, there you go. Now it feel different now. Now you feel ready to be learned.
Yeah,
I'm calm.
Calm. You know, y'all. Back to this is what we do. This is our job. We are here to report what we know on the community area of Washington Heights, community area number 73. It's been a long time since we had a 70, community area in a long time.
There's only like 7 of them.
To be factual, it is only 7. 8 if you're counting 70. You know? Okay, 8. You know, it's 8. Yeah.
I see.
You see me? Quick math. But we are in Washington Heights. Let me give you the boundaries. The boundaries to the north, we got the railroad tracks at 89th Street. To the south, 107th Street. 107th Street. What is going on, boy? I tell you, y'all, we've been drinking.
It's that Mead.
Yeah, it is that Mead. We've been drinking.
I've been drinking.
Anyway, to the south, 107th Street. To the east, Eggleston and Halsted, and to the west, Beverly and Vincennes. So those are the boundaries, the neighborhoods, Washington Heights and Brainerd. Now,
I'm going to tell you something. When I was like, hey, Anna, where do you live? Like, we're logistically working out where we're going to meet, what we're going to talk about. I was like, we got a Washington Heights in Chicago?
Yeah.
I was like, because I know Washington Heights in New York.
Yeah.
I know Washington Park, Washington Heights, and now I know why I haven't heard of it.
I know Washington Heights because, we were driving up here, and I was like, man, this is bringing back memories. Everywhere on the south side for me, is bringing memories back.
And I didn't realize the proximity to Beverly, because very familiar with Beverly, but didn't know Washington Heights was, like, right there.
It's funny you should say that.
Because don't nobody know Washington Heights.
Yeah.
And so I say I'm next to Beverly.
Yeah.
And just leave it.
And leave it at that.
I just leave it at that.
Well, we're going to teach you today about Washington Heights.
Got some fun facts for you. So the history of this community area goes as such. The area includes
such.
I've been using
official. Okay?
You know. I've been using as such lately.
He texted as such in a group text message the other day. I was like, I looked at him. I was like, as such.
You got to do that transition. You got to flip it.
Yeah, you got to flip it. Because people, once you start saying stuff like as such, people know, he's serious now.
Oh, yeah, you got to tune in.
Yeah, right.
Dial in, lock in.
Yeah, nobody responded after that. By the way, that was the last text message in the group.
Oh, you killed the text.
It's been 24 hours. No one's said anything.
I killed the text.
You got to send a meme.
I got to break the ice.
Just kidding.
You do, because you said as such, so you got to be the one to fix it.
I'm about to message him right now. Hey, y'all, my bad.
My fault.
Check out this meme. That's funny. This area included settlements known as Brainerd and Fernwood, and from the 1830s to the 60s to the 1860s, it was mostly farmers here. And the farmers were Germans, Swedish, Irish folks that moved into the area. Now, here's the crazy part. This is crazy. In the 1860s, the original Washington Heights was formed, was settled. It wasn't incorporated until 1874. Okay.
Do you know what incorporated means? What he means by incorporated?
I don't. Does someone own it?
Yeah. It became official. Yeah. So it was a settlement. You know, people just came in and said, "This is my land." 1874, when it was incorporated, when it was municipality and it was government. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah.
They got official.
Yeah, it's official.
Okay. All right.
It's official. Fernwood is located to the east. Was located to the east. It was settled in 1880. Brainerd was settled also in 1880. And Washington Heights and Brainerd, they were both annexed to the city, Chicago, in 1890, and then Fernwood a year later became annexed to the city. All three of those formed what we know now as Washington Heights.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, my grandmother grew up, so my grandmother's home, my father's home, was across the street from Brainerd Park.
Yeah.
And so that's where my family's house still is today.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with that. And it's actually the reason I moved back to this neighborhood.
There you go.
Is because I wanted to be close to my family. Parents who are in Wrightwood and, family that's Brainerd, Washington Heights.
So Brainerd is named after one of the guys who founded the railroads that brought a lot of business to the area. So that's why Brainerd is still a neighborhood inside of the community area.
To be a white man in the 1800s, you know?
Yeah.
You did a lot of things.
Got a lot of roads named after you.
A lot of roads. For
a lot of reasons.
Right.
A lot of different reasons.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep listening.
Chime in. We love it. We love it. So we know Washington Heights, just to give you a backstory, Washington Heights was kind of like the higher, more income, middle class, upper middle class folks that had some money. So they was kind of dolled up, so to say. So you had a lot of people came through and was like, yo, we want to invest in this. It's a nice area, to be in. The Heights part of Washington Heights really started to build up, okay? So they really started to build up, and they developed separately. And when they started developing separately, they renamed it to Beverly, which we know as Community Area Number 72 here in Chicago. Ain't that something?
Ain't that
now
a bitch?
That makes a lot of sense, okay? Because we know Beverly Hills.
Yes,
yeah, right.
Yes.
And that makes a lot of sense.
It's actually named Beverly.
Did you know? Did you know it's named after Beverly Hills? Yeah. We talked about that in the episode that is hence been deleted.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't work out?
No, well, I mean...
Those are early days.
Yeah, we were different. We were different, the little bit of fame he got us, we had to... I don't think it's a bad episode. Sarah don't want to air
it. The way that you said motherfucker between every other word.
No, but we edited all out.
Along with other colorful language. I was like, we could do better.
Oh,
we could do better.
That needs to be on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Right.
The special. You $5.99. You get the bonus.
You get the bonus.
You get the tomfoolery. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
We came up. It was a disrespectful episode. I'll tell you that much.
It was funny as hell, though. Y'all, it's not as bad as she making it seem. It's just
okay. I'm gonna tell you a snippet.
Okay.
This is our theory as to why it's called Beverly Hills.
Okay.
It's because the guy that owns the town, his grandmother's name was Beverly, and those were her hills. And by that, we mean her breastises.
Oh.
Okay? That's just a snippet from the episode.
It went a lot of places. I see. They'll definitely needed to be on the private channel.
That was the Patreon. Yeah, that was definitely.
Nobody paying for ads on that one.
No, they don't want nothing to do with that.
They're like, no, we don't.
So for the few people that do remember that episode and can recall back, you understand where we come from.
Yeah.
We mentioned Beverly.
We've grown since then.
We gonna redo Beverly, y'all, by the way, so we stay on track here. But yeah, it's funny you brought that up. The demographic here. So obviously, I think if a lot of people understand the way Chicago is built, it's the South Side. This is far South Side. So still a lot of black folks that live out here, but it wasn't always like that. Like I said, Germans and Swedes.
To any German people listening,
Dario's words do not represent those of the views of the podcast.
Y'all,
it's the Mead.
It is the Mead. We gonna keep blaming it on the Mead.
Anything that happens this episode
it's
is
the Mead. It's the Mead.
It really is.
Why did I say that? You know. Anyway, Germans, Swedish, Irish, and Irish.
Because you wanted to say Swedes and Germans.
Swedes in there, and I mixed them together.
Germs.
Yeah, that's what happened.
In the 1930s, the population here in this area was 18,000 people. After World War II, blacks moved into the area, and when they start moving to the area, this is where, we tell the history as we read it, as we know. We don't take information out. In the 1960s, blacks were 12% of the population, which at that point, the population was 30,000, just under 30,000. Real estate firms use tactics called blockbusting to scare white folks to leave their house because they said, quote unquote, before the property value went down, to leave the area because this was pretty much all white. It was all white, right? And so real estate firms tried to get, white folks to get out of here because blacks were coming into the area. And this is one of those rare stories, this version that I'm about to tell, of a community area that didn't really have an effect because whites did move out. Right, whites did move out, but the property did not decrease in this area. So when whites moved out, people were still like, "See, it has nothing to do with that race." And it's crazy that we talk about this in this capacity in the Beverly and Washington Heights area because like in the rest of Chicago, when whites moved out, it got bad, and that's the narrative that they went with. You know what I mean? This time they were like, "No." Property values still remained, and everybody, the class was still there. Blacks didn't ruin it like how you all tried to say, and that was the narrative around the time. To the tune of, and this is, I want y'all to follow me on this when I read these numbers off because like I think y'all gonna think what I'm picking up here. In 1970, the population was 36,500. So up from 30,000 to 36,500. Man, you getting your ass beat by that. Hey,
I don't want to interrupt you. But
yeah. You getting your ass beat, y'all. By the way, this is the first episode that we are releasing on Spotify that they can actually see. So, so the Spotify listeners, y'all see Sara getting her ass beat right now by this curtain.
This canopy bed.
This canopy is just going crazy on it.
Yeah. They said the wind would be high.
And it's going crazy right now. But yeah, 1970 population was 36,500, 75% black. So just to what they were saying, that the value remained the same, population went up, black people's went up in the area, and it still stayed the same. Now, a whole decade later, check this out, population dropped back down to 30,000, and it was 98% black people. So you still got a lot of people there, but you see the whites that were like, all right, we really are getting the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Like, we getting the hell out of here. And to sum that little part up, and this is kind of like my pie in the face, my slap in the face I love, because we haven't had, I think this is our first time being able for me to say something like this, because white flight has been in every part of the South Side that we covered already. But over 3/4 of the population own homes and have incomes that are well over the city median. Take that. Take that. Let's go, Washington Heights.
Come on, Southwest Side.
Let's go. And
I mean, I think that's the distinction. I think if you looked at probably any neighborhood that's on the southwest side of Chicago, so Beverly, Washington Heights, Wrightwood, probably would fall in that. I think you'd probably find the same thing.
So, and it's funny that you say that because we were in Ashburn. Ashburn had the only, for a period of time, they were the only ones to see an increase in black folks and population when the whole city was actually going down. So yes, that is very true.
I wonder, what is the Southwest side doing different?
It's close to the suburbs. I mean, it's close to the suburbs.
And it's city workers, right? So most people over here work for the city. There's usually 2 income households on this side of the city. And it is close to the burbs. So it's everybody who wants to be in the city, but not be in
the city. Yes.
And probably can't afford
to
be closer inside the city.
Yeah, because we are in this area 9 miles from the loop.
Right.
So you far enough away to still be a part of, you know what I mean, kind of like what you're saying. And let's think about it. In this area, a lot of the Irish and the Polish demographic is still strong, and they held on to a lot of their land here. We talk about white flight, and it did happen, but a lot of folks still stayed in this southwest part of the city.
Absolutely.
So very interesting that you bring that up, and that's why when I was writing these numbers down, I'm like, this is crazy because we haven't seen anything like this so far, and we still got a lot of the south side, southwest side to cover, but everything so far, because of the bingo, how it roll, we've been covering ones. It's like, damn.
What suburbs are we close to right on this side?
Evergreen Park, Oak Lawn.
Yeah, which is like an honorary Chicago city.
Exactly.
Neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay, Evergreen Plaza. Okay, Ever Black, wherever you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't mind reminding you. Okay, the cops will remind you that you ain't in the city no more. Okay, but Evergreen Park is right there.
That's very true.
Funny. Because I mean, where we're sitting, there's a trail in front of us.
Yeah.
A biker trail, and people are walking down. There's a lot of like white couples biking, and so
because you're really close to Beverly.
You're right here, right by Beverly.
And so Beverly, I can't even imagine what their median income is. And I mean, it's just like the Oak Park West Side situation, except for it's not as drastic coming from, Washington Heights to Beverly, but it's the same type of deal.
Yeah, we were just over Austin, so
Austin,
and you were saying there as we were driving through, like, look how it changes from
like a block. You know where you are immediately.
There's no doubt about it.
And you know what it is? It's not even like, I don't want anyone listening to think that like it's because you look out and a different demographic is around you. It's more of like the garbage isn't getting picked up.
Yeah.
The roads aren't being fixed. Potholes everywhere. Storefronts are shut down and there's no investment in property. That is the difference that you see, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that you look outside and you see, oh, white family, oh, black family.
Yeah.
No. It's there's garbage that the city doesn't, come to as frequently. There's, again, same things.
We still better than New York, though. I don't care.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, I throw shade. We throw shade.
They don't have alleys, so their shit just
they
don't have a chance.
They don't
in New York
at all.
City.
At all.
They don't even have
at all
chance.
Anybody listening from New York,
man,
we look. I like New York
go somewhere with
in
that
general. You know what I mean? But like, let's
3 to 4 days tops for me. I can't.
Go ahead, speak your truth.
I spent time in upstate. Upstate is beautiful.
Okay, but that's different.
The city is so different.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go there my entire life growing up. Yeah. Like my whole life. I wanted to get it to New York City. I got to New York City. I was like,
can't do this. Yeah, can't do this.
Literally.
Yeah.
Same. Like you dream of like romanticizing the idea of living in New York, and then you have like everything is better just in here. And I'm not saying that being biased, but like genuinely everything is better in the city.
Yeah. And I think that anybody who's gone to LA and gone to New York and then come to Chicago, you're like, oh,
this is what it should be. Yeah.
This is the the median.
Yes.
Like,
this is the median.
You get the beach and you get the city.
Yeah.
And it's clean.
Yeah.
You'll get great food.
Yeah.
Great history.
Yeah.
It's dope.
You hustle.
You're right, man. Oh,
New York be about the hustle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you enjoy your life.
And you enjoy your life like LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, talk that. Look at both of y'all get it.
Oh, we getting cold.
You know,
I'm telling you, Steve, I'm coming for you.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, this might be the one for you, bro. Yeah. Might take it down. I got a couple fun facts here before we get away from the history part of it. So the Woodson branch of the Chicago Library, which is here on 95th and Halsted, built in 1975, named to honor Dr. Carter Woodson, who is the father of the study of African American history and culture. Here's the significance of that. So I don't know if you know this, but and I just learned this today. I tried to book before we got here. I was going to get us all three in, but a time crunch just wasn't going to work for us. But
somebody got a haircut.
No, I ain't getting no haircut. Don't look at
you. I was talking about her.
No.
So Anna's rushing us for a haircut.
It's important, y'all.
It's important. Hey, look.
If y'all see what it looks like on Spotify,
hey,
okay,
look.
just tune in. You'll see the unfixed situation. And
that's why we wear hats. That's why we wear.
It's unnecessary. Okay.
Yeah, I get my hair cut. I try. If I could go once a week, I would. I go like once every other week now. Yeah. Once every other week, and my hair is not bad. I just got it cut last week, so it's not bad. But like you know how brothers get. You know what I mean? We black people, we just get real particular about our hair.
He goes. I can feel my mustache and my mouth. He just sit there like going like this. I'm like, let me just trim it for you. And he's like, no, I don't trust you like that. I was like,
it is a trust.
It's a trust. Look,
okay.
Hey,
my mama took me to get my hair done every week.
You know, I used to, so before when we started, actually when we were dating too, I was still getting my hair cut
until the pandemic. He would go every week. He would go get his hair cut. I was like,
every week.
It's just.
Hey, my barber's my bad bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow. Listen.
Wow. All right, Chris.
Okay. And the fact I'm going to see Chris today. You
know? Yeah. Look.
Only because my other two hitters was just like, one's hitter out of town, my main hitter out of town, living her best life. Okay.
Chris, I'm gonna need you to calm down when you get this haircut out.
Okay. Just is what it is.
Oh my goodness. Hey,
and
look.
He goes and he's like, I can't answer your text while I'm there because I can't pull out my phone while he's doing my beard. So he'll go for like 2 hours and I just won't hear from him. And then he'll like suddenly respond.
Be all on the gram. First time she hear from me is I'm on the gram. I'm sitting.
Hey, I'm fresh.
Yeah, literally. That's the first thing he does. He gets out of there and he posts a story.
It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different vibe.
A whole new attitude.
People that feel me, they get it. But the Vivian Harsh collection is the largest African American history and literature collection in the Midwest, right here in Washington Heights.
Wow.
Had no clue. In the Midwest.
And you said people can book tours?
Yeah, so it documents the black experience with a strong focus on folks here in Chicago. But you can go and you can they book by appointment if you want to go get literature, if you want to whatever you want to do to study up on African American history and culture, you can do so. It's available by appointment only, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So yes, right here on the South Side, man, y'all. I'm telling you, in the Midwest, not just like Chicago.
Not just the South Side.
Not just the South Side. No, in the Midwest.
Midwest.
This is what we're talking about, man. Like this, we have nuggets right here in Chicago that don't get talked about enough, y'all. Like this, like I feel low key bad that I ain't know that. You know what I mean? Like that I ain't know that. Like right here, and I like I said, I was gonna book it, but
now you do.
But who gonna tell you?
Who exactly? Us. This is what we're here for.
Podcasting is so important.
Yes.
To be honest. Like you reach people, you teach people, you tell people. Dang it, I'm telling you, still I'm gonna beat you this day. But
I feel like you already have.
Oh, great. I'm in walking distance. Carter G was saying, and I grew up going to that library. I'm very familiar with that library, and I still didn't know about that.
See,
but I've been to events at the library, right? Mm-hmm. It's just a beautiful place to be.
It is, and it's I'm glad we have our platform to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
One more bit of information before we get out of here. I-57.
Just halfway get out of here.
Yeah. We're halfway. Right. We still got a whole episode left. A whole half left. But I-57 opened. Opened in 1967, and it actually cut through Washington Heights, and to the point that it actually moved, displaced many longtime residents that lived here when they made the expressway. Couple fun facts about it. It is the only Chicago expressway that doesn't have a nickname. Yeah.
What would you call it?
To Indiana is what I would call it.
Should name it after that library.
You know what? Well, before we get to that, let me tell you. So in 2012, a section between exits 339 and 358 were designated as the Tuskegee Airmen Memorial Trail. So part of it is named. The whole thing isn't named, but they did dedicate it. And for those of you that unfortunately don't know who the Tuskegee Airmen are.
Just log off.
Yeah.
We don't want you listening no more. If you don't, what you say, don't know the Tuskegee Airmen.
I'm just, so reason why I go into detail.
Those people exist.
So the reason why we go into detail about these little things that sometimes we glanced over in the first part of our ongoings here. A lot of people were like, well, they don't tell the whole story. So we decided to get detailed. So I'm going to tell you every little thing just in case. I'm assuming you don't know. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first African-American military aviation crew in the United States Armed Forces. And long story short, I'm summing this all the way up. Mm-hmm. They returned back to slavery, not to slavery, but to racism, okay? And they are the main reason why the military is integrated today. So, take that.
I'm speechless as someone who has to take it.
I think I used to always say that, I don't blame people if they're like racist towards me. I experienced a lot of racism coming here as an Arab. A lot of people like asked me questions and they didn't think they were wrong, obviously, most of the time. And I was like, you know what? I don't blame them because they consume one source of media and that is their only access. And then I quickly was like, no, you know what? They have the entire world's information in the palm of their hand.
The internet is out here.
If you wanted to, you would.
Yeah.
Literally.
The internet is available to everybody.
It.
Yeah.
Google it. But you know what's crazy is that
that's it.
But even if you search for certain things, often people will search affirmative things. So like, for example, if you say is the sky blue, as opposed to what is the color of the sky? You know what I mean? And then the answer, most of the time, the answer that they would get is the sky is blue.
Yeah, they don't get the
they don't ask, right.
the definitive, the derivative, I should say.
So they look up questions worded in a way that will affirm their beliefs.
Got you.
As opposed to challenge what they believe.
Right.
So,
Right. Well,
we're here to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. We just tell it how it is. You know what I mean? From the stories, from the actual story. We ain't even making this up. This is just what it is.
Right.
It's just facts.
Yeah, it's just facts.
And it's so
I need a button that say that it's just facts.
Right.
We should have recorded. I'm gonna take that sound, but it's just facts.
Yeah. But it's also often like really hard to capture the entire like essence of a community area, right? Like we are doing this in 30 minutes and that's really hard. Like a lot of the times we're gonna miss things, and even if you are from this community and you're listening and you're like, well, you didn't mention this and this is important, or
we'll be back after 77. So don't worry.
Right, that's the goal. The goal is after the 77 we dive into each neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right now we're doing community area, which is what encompasses these neighborhoods, right? There's hundreds of neighborhoods, 77 community areas.
Yeah.
So take it easy.
Relax.
Down. All right.
Drop the facts on the people.
We're just giving you tidbits so that you are intrigued and want to search more.
Yeah.
So Google it.
Yeah, Google it. Y'all, we talked about us being a little tipsy as we started this. And,
now I'm sober.
Yeah. We had to come outside because the wind.
It's helping. Okay,
it's helping a lot.
Yeah.
We are out on location.
Do you want to take a break?
Yeah. We're gonna take a break, but we had Wild Blossom Meadery Winery Brewery, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about it because we were tipsy, we was lit. So let's get this money real quick, and we'll be right back, y'all. Dion's Chicago Dream is a nonprofit fighting food insecurity through its Dream Deliveries weekly free fresh produce delivery program. The goal is to feed families, create community, and fuel hope.
You can visit www.dionschicagodream, that's DIONS, chicagodream.com, or search Dion's Chicago Dream on social media to support. Learn more and join the food fight. Hey,
we back.
We are back.
Before we get going, there's a couple things that we missed.
What did we miss?
I just want to say Happy National History Women's History Month.
Yeah.
That's History Month.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, this is our first episode of March, so we haven't had the time to do it. So yes, all the ladies out there, Happy History Month for you.
Hey.
Yeah.
We also. We were voted. Well, we're the runner-up.
Yes.
For best podcast in the city by Chicago Reader.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Oops. Wrong button. My bad. Hold on.
Fix the button.
Wrong button. I forgot I had it on the. I paid us back. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And the podcast that won is actually our friend's
Our
podcast,
friend,
Jacoby Cochran.
Yeah.
He does CityCast Chicago, which is a great daily news podcast. It's like 15 minutes. And they talk about different topics from around the city.
Yep.
And they have
relevant topics too.
they have the dopest guests. It's like such an easy listen. So if you guys haven't heard of it, check it out. CityCast
Keep
Chicago.
supporting both of us. And at the end of the day, thank y'all for we're 8 months into the game. So we appreciate y'all for even nominating us to
That's
be
crazy.
one of the best in the city. So thank y'all for doing that. Yeah,
I love that for y'all. Congratulations.
Thank you. We didn't say it at the beginning, so I think we were just excited to be outside. So.
Right. Outside in March.
Yeah, in March we are outside. Soon as the weather broke, we was out
We
here.
don't take no time. No
zero time. So
zero time.
Carry on.
So today we are at Wild Blossom Meadery Winery and Brewery in Washington Heights, and it is. If you are like me and did not know what mead was,
I had no clue.
It is honey wine. So it's wine made from honey as opposed to grapes, right? And it is just like the most delightful nectar.
Different.
It's delicious.
Yes.
And so for all my people out there listening that love wine, you will absolutely love mead. There's no question. And people who don't like wine, you will probably like mead.
Yes.
Because you probably like something that may be a little sweeter.
Yeah.
That's maybe not dry. And mead is made from honey. So it's inherently just a little sweeter. But the things they doing up in here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They next level.
Yeah, they going crazy in here.
So the owner of this place was actually a beekeeper and a winemaker for a very long time. And then he moved here and wanted to, he went to kind of like an exposition of some sort, and he learned about mead, and he was like, yes, he tried it, and he was like, love this.
Oh, I do both
Let
of
me
these.
combine these things. So he actually has bees that he keeps.
Bee keeps. Yep.
Keeping the bees.
Keeper bee.
Which his bees are currently have been sent to Florida for the season so that they can survive not the cold and pollinate and then come back and create the honey and the work that they're doing. First of all, it is better for the environment.
Right.
To drink
at the end of the day.
And it is better for you from what I've learned from them is because it doesn't have any additives, right? It's much better than wine. One of the things we talked about was that wine takes, because the demand is so high and you want it instantaneously, it's really hard to make pure wine that doesn't have any additives to it, sulfates and stuff like that. And so with mead, you don't have these additives, so you don't get the headaches, you don't get as hungover. I personally can't drink wine that much, especially when it's sweet, because the sugar will give me a headache.
Yeah, all the time. She always talking about it.
Like, no joke, 30 minutes in, I have a headache. But we just drank 2 flights.
2 flights, y'all.
And I'm good.
Of 6, not the 4th flight, 6th flight. Yeah.
Right. And all of it was good.
All of it was good. And now here's the thing, before we get into the drink part of it, but because there was a lot of, you've been here before, right, Anna? So so you kind of know a little bit about this, but I had no clue about some of these facts that sitting in here learning about mead. I had no clue. So did y'all know that it takes about 2 to 4 million bees
flowers
to be pollinated just to make 1 bottle of honey.
That's insane.
What?
Yeah.
And now if you think about a bottle of honey, a bottle of honey ain't like tall. Like,
I think it's like, I think what they mean is like 5 to 8 ounces.
You don't like that much.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And so that's why they say that drinking mead it's better for the environment. It's more sustainable. It's the #1 sustainable alcoholic beverage because it doesn't require crop. It doesn't require pesticides. It doesn't. All it needs is bees to pollinate wild flowers, and you get honey. And the thing that they do here is that they don't break down the entire honeycomb. Yeah. Right. So they spin the honey out of the comb, and they use that for the mead, and so the bees don't have to start from scratch.
Right.
Right. The honeycomb survives.
And the other thing that I learned is that so mead has been around for 40,000 years. You know what I mean? Like, had no clue about this.
Do you remember where the origins of it were from?
Africa.
Yeah, Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Of course it was.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. This is amazing, y'all. Like this is, and not only that, but like apparently when they opened King Tut's tomb, one of the treasures, because if y'all don't know the story of King Tut, and lately over the last year, I've been going crazy over King Tut. Like I've been
Egypt things in general.
I've been like researching Egypt like ridiculous. Like I even watched. I was a day late, and I was mad that I missed them move the pharaohs from their old resting place to the new museum in Egypt. I was that in tune with it. So, but I had no clue. So like when they opened up King Tut's tomb, there's a bunch of different treasures and things like that they found. And one of the things they found was this mead that they had no clue about, and it was still edible today.
Yeah. So
what?
Honey is
incredible.
Incredible.
Is antiseptic the correct word? Like it does not.
It doesn't spoil. I don't know. It doesn't spoil, so you can eat it anytime.
Yeah.
What?
And you shouldn't know.
You should.
And I hope they did it.
I could imagine.
I mean, I'm sure someone did.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, because we have the fact.
We have the fact.
Right. But Wild Blossom is, first of all, the venue is dope.
Mm-hmm.
It's right on a rail.
Look at us.
Right. It's right on a trail that people are like biking and walking up and down. And there's like a really nice outside area that you can sit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the inside is also pretty spacious.
Yeah.
It looks like they have a lot of events here and different kinds of things. They don't serve food, so you can bring outside food.
Yeah.
But they do have like cheese boards.
Which, so there's no food this episode except for that. But do I got time to talk about the cheese?
Yeah, talk about the cheese.
Anna, Sarah, let me tell y'all.
Tell us.
This was some of the best cheese and crackers I've ever had.
Yeah.
The marmalade, what was that? The fig
jam.
The fig jam. I don't know what hit different with this one, but I was smacking them on them crackers, and I had this marbled cheese or whatever it was.
Blueberry.
The blueberry cheese, y'all. I ain't never had blueberry cheddar cheese. When I tell you I ate a whole block by myself.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
No.
You ain't lying.
I'm not lying.
It's a fact, y'all.
It's a fact.
I synced it.
She synced it.
The cheese is actually the owner's friend owns a cheese.
The cheesery.
You're ridiculous.
Bruh.
A cheesery. It's literally right down the street from here. I think it's called the Great American Cheese Company.
Okay.
And they have like factory days where you can order and you can go pick it up, or they can ship it to you, and that's the cheese that they pair. So it's also local cheese. I don't know. I just love this. I love this place.
It's a dope vibe. What'd you think about it?
I love this place.
You've been here before.
I mean, I've been here before. I've been here for events. The windows are like open, and it just feels open and airy, and you're in the city. You're in a neighborhood, right?
Right.
So similar to how Wrigley Field is in a neighborhood, right? This is in the neighborhood, literally.
Not just the South Side.
The South Side neighborhood. And in the summertime when the sun is out and people are back, I mean, the vibe is just lit.
Yeah.
It's just a really good time. Yeah. And then also you can get a membership, buy local, support
which
local.
We did.
Okay.
Which we did.
Okay.
We signed up.
You know what I mean? It's
like, ship me that mead.
You should just do that.
Yeah.
And it is something about buying local, supporting local, right? That it's just a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
And they sell honey.
Yeah, they sell the honey that they make.
They sell the honey so you're really just supporting such a great place, and that makes great product and supports the environment. I mean, if that's your thing.
Yeah. On the note about supporting the small business, you can also bottle your own wine here. So
correct.
When we walked in here, we saw folks that we thought were the managers or the owners here, we didn't know, and they were bottling wine. I mean, they were bottling boxes of their own wine.
They were picking up their wine. So the winemaking classes are offered here, and then 6 to 10 weeks you can come back and pick up your wine. That's been done here. So there's
label your own stuff.
Yeah, winemaking class, mead making classes. I believe those are the two classes.
That's all you need. That's all I need.
And they do tours of the meadery. Everything's in like dope barrels. It's a really cool thing.
It's a full-fledged operation right here that you can come to and just kick it. I think you were saying with the atmosphere, the venue. Like, look at where we are. We outside. We outside. We outside.
It's totally a hidden gem.
It is.
It is.
Absolutely. And when first time I came, I didn't know what mead was either.
At all.
Nobody talk about no mead. I think it's because it's not a very marketable word.
It's not.
Right,
you know what?
Right.
Mead.
I think of call it a nectar of the gods.
I think my notebook is mead.
Is it?
Now that I think about it, mead. Yeah.
Wow. See, that shouldn't be related to something so delicious. Okay, it's not a marketable word.
No, it's not.
Whoever made mead, think of another word.
Yeah, figure it out.
But maybe because it's been around for 40,000 years.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called Mead, but it's a great
so
place.
funny.
You should totally come through.
Yeah, and they're quarter. So it's a quarterly membership that you can sign up for, which is $75 a quarter. A quarter.
3 months.
And you get so many perks. You can visit their website. It's www.wildblossommeadery.com.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have that. If you're listening, just check the description of this episode and you'll see the website down there. You can click on it.
Yep.
Some of the stuff that we had, I don't remember everything we had because I'm a little tipsy. But
we go through it. We had pretty much all of it, though.
We had a lot of it. So we had their most popular things. The first two we had are sparkling meads, which is the hopped pineapple mead, which actually contains hops, does not taste like anything hoppy
no beer
I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And then we had the mango lime sparkling mead. Amazing.
Yeah. I think so. Of those two, I think was the pineapple one of those?
The pineapple was the first one we had.
And that's sparkling.
That was so good. And they recommended, they said one of their bartenders makes a cocktail with it where they add tequila to it.
Oh, they do it.
My love language.
Right?
You mess with it like that?
Are you serious?
I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I get
But with this mead, I feel like that'd be dope.
All I drink is tequila.
Really? Oh,
Holla at me.
Look, I'm gonna give you a coin for that because I that's the only drink, and Sara knows I get afraid of.
He takes his clothes off.
Stop.
Sarah likes it.
Yeah.
Sarah like it.
Sneak some tequila.
Sarah, I'll be saying, girl, what's going on? Why am I doing this?
Why am my body rolling right now?
Slow wine.
It's slow wine.
Slow wine.
Pondy River.
No, I've never non-consensually given Dario tequila. I just want you
Thanks
to
for
know
that disclaimer.
Okay?
I got you.
I don't need people gonna come to me.
Save the podcast. Yeah.
Consensual.
No.
Very good. Very good. Sarah.
Also, Dario is very skeptic of everything, so he will ask me, "What is in this?
In it, smell
What's
it.
that?"
Man, I'm
I'll
all
be like,
over.
"Nah, this doesn't smell like whiskey."
I'm the feds when it comes to it.
The feds. Okay. Anyway, we also had a bunch of still meads. Still meads just means they're not sparkling. That's why they're titled this. We had the apple cinnamon.
Okay.
First of all, it's called apple sin on the menu, and I was like, "That smells like cinnamon." He's like, "Yeah, it's called apple cinnamon." I was like, "Oh."
I mean, I would have put it together. I get it.
Wow.
That you would say that's fire.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm about to go get a bottle.
Yeah.
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 And you can warm it up and drink it like apple cider.
So now that's the thing.
It smells like apple pie.
A lot of these things they were saying you can heat them up, but we had them chilled, and
Fire.
I mean, I was like, I'm cool.
Most of the stuff is on tap, so it's.
What's crazy is that apple cider, I really don't mess with that.
I love it.
It give me heartburn. I'm old.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well then, don't you do it. Okay. Let's keep going through the other steals and see what Dario can get into. Okay. Don't you? No heartburn allowed around here. Okay. Don't do it.
That's hilarious. We then had the blueberry mead with coriander and cardamom.
That one.
That was good.
10 points for that one. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We had the Boys in the Hood.
Now this one.
Now that was lit.
Yeah. We both had that.
Yeah. Boys in the Hood was lit.
Yeah.
Outside of just the name.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's made
was
with
good.
boysenberry.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. Boys. Yeah, I get it. We get it. Yeah.
Get it? We then had the chocolate honey buzz.
Okay. Now, is that the one that we all mess with?
Yes, that's the chocolate one.
It was the one.
The
but
chocolate
it's
and the
not
chocolate
It's not,
cherry.
yeah, it's not the one.
The one was the chocolate cherry.
Yeah, now that one.
That was the best of all.
That
For
was-
me, that was the best. Of
Yeah.
all.
If you think of like, I don't know if you've ever had a
Okay. Hey. We live, baby.
Yeah, right. There's like a dessert that is raspberry with dark chocolate, or like a cherry currant with dark chocolate. That is kind of the vibe of it.
Mhm.
And there's Jenny's makes an ice cream that's like that.
Oh, really?
And it tastes very similar.
Okay.
So I imagine that with Jenny's ice cream together.
Probably be going crazy. Look, that by itself though. I think because we had another guy was in here,
He was
patron.
tipsy.
He was, but good dude.
Very.
He was telling us all about that one. He was like, y'all got to try this one. This is the one.
Yeah.
We finally got to it.
It was
Hey
amazing.
man, let me shake your hand. That was
Yeah.
that was the most facts based things I heard all day. So,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep. We had the hibiscus lime,
Mhm.
which was really good if you like hibiscus.
No, we drink
We
a
had
lot,
the
y'all.
PB&J,
You didn't. You don't mess with jelly, so
I don't. But if I'm imagining that's what PB&J.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. And so what they do is they roast the peanuts, right?
Yeah.
And then they take something from that. I don't know.
The oils or something,
yeah,
right? I don't know. Shit. You
and they put it in the barrel.
And they roast it again, right? I think so.
See, I don't remember. I was like, this it.
That was the last one, y'all.
I was gonna say,
I was like,
things was getting a little rough.
That was the last one.
I was about to say, yeah, that was the last one, and by that point,
over.
Yeah, all bets was off.
I was like, PB&J.
Y'all, I went out to the car because after that PB&J, I was like, all right, we good. I stood up and I went outside and I was like, oh, this wind is the cure.
Yeah.
The air is the cure. So I was like, I was like, we doing this outside. We not staying inside.
Yeah. We also had the Pirate's Blood, which is spicy mead infused with 3 different peppers, which is ancho, morita, and japonés, which is these different kinds of peppers.
Yeah. Fire. Because I feel like that was the strongest one. Or maybe it was just the
very
spicy.
Smoky.
It was smoky. So
it
reminded me of Moscato.
I wanted you to say that. Yeah.
It reminded me of that. So
yeah.
We did have the Prairie Passion, which is their number 1 bestseller. It's just traditional sweet mead with wildflower honey. We also had the White Honey Sangria. That was probably my least favorite. It tasted very much like a Zinfandel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe I don't remember because it was at least
in the middle of the second flight. It was the white
I think
one.
I think that
was
like
wine.
It's the safest.
Yeah, it's the safest one. Yeah.
It's like if you, which is my order. No shaming here. Is like a Malbec. Like if you know,
you said no. You tried to disclaim so nobody come at you.
Yeah.
Shit, they come at me for everything. Yeah, I think that
was it.
That's everything we had.
Y'all,
good stuff.
Overall, because of the vibe and the fact that mead is
delicious.
Yeah, just fantastic. I think this gives me y'all need to come here. Like I don't even know what to say.
I mean, that's just it.
Yeah, it's just it.
Yeah.
Also, something that we didn't say, this was the first meadery in the state of Illinois.
Correct.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the first one. There's 5 total now.
And this just opened 4 years ago.
Yes, and this is the first one in the state of Illinois.
Wow, on the south side of Chicago.
And he said the owner was saying that it makes a lot of sense to have mead in the Midwest because there's a lot of wildflowers that just grow. So you don't really need to like take up land. Not that it would be bad to grow more flowers, but I mean like where we're sitting now, I can imagine that if there were beehives here, they would really enjoy it during the spring.
They have them here, but they said the neighbors. You said the neighbors don't really like the bees. So, but there's one of the cages over here off camera. You can't see it, but they got them over there. Right behind. Me. There's one. So, but yeah, I think overall because of the vibe and because it's something so different, we never featured not food on the podcast.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we had only drinks.
Yep.
So.
And the reason we had it is I'm gonna let
no go ahead
because there are no restaurants.
Yeah, which is a shame.
But here's the thing: of course, there are like McDonald's and Popeyes and fast food, but there are no. Not that I could find. At least maybe I did a couple hours of research. I looked up reviews. And when I mean like there are no restaurants, there's nothing that I would feel comfortable recommending.
Yeah.
There was one place that we were interested in, which was a Philly cheesesteak stand. But the last few reviews, people were getting sick, so I was like, maybe let's avoid that.
And we ran into that a lot.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe that's not the one. But other than that, it was really, really hard to try and find. And I was like, okay, let me find a grocery store that maybe we can like buy, make our own charcuterie board and bring it with us. Nothing.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Yeah, I live that.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. So the fact that people have to often like leave their community to have experiences is just trash.
Yeah, it's trash.
Being honest.
Yeah.
And to have a gym like this, you would think that like if I was a restaurant, or some kind of business, I'd be like, let me come here because we can form some kind of partnership. Yeah,
so they,
you know what I
mean? They have a kitchen, but they don't utilize it in house. But from the looks of it is that people can have pop-up kitchens in here. So if you are a chef and you are interested in like a lot of established restaurants in the city have pop-ups in other places, right? They go into the suburbs, they do pop-ups. This is a perfect place to do a pop-up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's actually one of the first ways I was introduced to this place. Is someone in the community was having brunches here, and so we'd come here, eat their delicious food, and then drink some delicious mead and take some bottles home. You know, so it's a wonderful venue. It's just something you have to experience.
Yes.
So just come and do that thing.
Yes, and don't be afraid to come to the South Side. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. Get that out your brain. Come out here because we outside. You know what I'm saying? Look, we outside. Ain't nothing wrong out here. And you gonna miss an absolute gem. I mean, because like I guarantee you've never had mead. I guarantee you've never had mead. Some of y'all maybe, but like for the most part, you said this is 4 years old.
4 years old.
4 years old. First one in the state. Don't give me that you had mead.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a good chance you ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. Y'all got to come out here to the meadery. Man.
But I think that's it. Just check out their website. Look at their membership, their quarterly membership. It's very much worth it.
Come on out here.
This is not an ad. This is not sponsored in any way. We actually enjoyed this very much.
We always enjoy.
Right. We, if it were an ad, I would tell you, but it's not.
Yeah.
Not even the membership is an ad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I guess. We did buy the membership.
I'm not pushing it because. Okay.
That happened in real life.
Yeah, that happened in real life. Yeah. Matter of fact, I was outside setting this up.
He came back and I was like, "We're members."
Yeah.
He was like, oh, "Okay."
We had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But come on out here. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, come walk the trail, get drunk.
That's some fun.
Thing.
Before we get out of here, thank you once again to our guest, Anna DeShawn. Go ahead and tell people one more time what you think. Actually, what you think about the podcast? Just let them talk to us.
Man, y'all vibe is just so legit. I just love being with y'all. We had a great time today, getting drunk.
Yeah.
Eating some delicious cheese and crackers.
Yes.
Hanging out outside. Literally the first time I've been outside.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. I ain't been
since I don't know when.
Yeah.
And it's been great being with y'all. Listening and tuning in. So I hope that y'all do come to Washington Heights. I hope that y'all do pour some money into the community here at Wild Blossom. That's dope. And then if you get a moment, you know what I'm saying, go visit the cube.app. You know what I'm saying? THE. I feel like I'm on Sonic. You know what I'm saying?
Collect them all.
The cube.app, THEQUBE.app. Sign up for our newsletter. So when we drop the app, you'll be the first ones to know. Follow us on all the social medias.
What are your social medias?
Yep. Oh, the Cube app.
Drop them.
The Cube app. And the Cube app. Instagram, Twitter, you know what I'm saying? And Facebook. We will be getting a YouTube and a TikTok to help promote the podcast. Because we really want to promote BIPOC and QT podcasters. So people can find 77 flavors. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the people who are not in Chicago. Maybe there's people who are visiting Chicago. They need to be listening to the podcast.
Tell them where to go.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So all the good things.
Yes.
So go do that there.
Where can they listen to your radio station?
Ooh.
Yeah.
E3radio.fm, E3radio.fm. We are queer radio done right. And you can tune in to the Queer News Podcast every single day, 5 days a week, 7 minutes a day. Race and culture at the intersections of politics, entertainment, and all the good things. So y'all should just get into that.
Let's go. Let's go. Got me hyped up.
Let's go. And I'm all month I'm dropping history, like women's herstory. Yeah. Some of my favorite people.
Herstory, you heard her?
Herstory.
Herstory.
It's history every other. This month is gonna be herstory. Okay. Yeah. And so dropping some of my favorite people that folks.
Hold on. I can't let that slide.
I mean, it just has to be done. So dropping some of my favorite people. Shirley Chisholm was this past week. Fannie Lou Hammer, Ella Baker. You don't know these people. You need to tune in.
Tune in. Yeah. Tune in. Sure. Tune in.
All right. Well, that's all, folks. If you enjoyed this episode, send it to someone you like. If you hated this episode,
Okay.
Tough shit.
Yeah, that's it.
You're basic. All right. Y'all be blessed, and we'll see you next Monday.
Hey, Dario, Sara, Anna, we out. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of 77 Flavors of Chicago. We look forward to having you again next Monday. So make sure you look out for us on any platform where you can listen to a podcast. Make sure you rate, subscribe, and do all the things. And we'll see you next Monday.